Hi, my name's Wilx, and this is episode 30 of Project Ozone 2 Reloaded here in Titan mode. Well, today we're going to talk about big reactors. We're going to make a wireless crafting terminal, and I'm going to show you some of the prep work I'm doing for making a creative tank, and a few other odds and ends. Before we get started on any of that, we're now on version 2.1.8. Emoticons has been updated so it doesn't cause problems anymore. The Tome of Alchemy is back. You can now make nether stars with the tome. It's back to its original recipe. You will not be able to use it in a autocrafter. It won't work in the RF Tools autocrafter. It won't work in the AE system. Even if you could find some way to autocraft with it, it wouldn't work correctly. It would either just dupe nether stars at no cost or redstone at no cost. This is not a problem with the pack. It's a problem with Reliquary itself. The Reliquary developer has it listed as an issue since last July. So if he's got it as an open issue, I assume he's working on it and trying to look for a way to fix it. So maybe we'll be able to autocraft with it in the future. Who knows? Another change, the storage door upgrade template. It was missing from NEI for the last little while. It's now back and working again. You could always craft the template, it just wasn't showing in NEI. Alright, so let's get started. Big reactors. Here's the reactor I made. It's 16 by 16. Why did I make it 16 by 16? Well, if we show this, it fits exactly in one chunk. Why did I want it to fit in one chunk? Well, it doesn't matter so much when you are in a single player world. But if you're in a multiplayer world, it's a really good habit to fit it in one chunk. The reason for that is big reactors don't like to be partially chunk loaded. And when they are, they can sometimes lock up. And the only way to unlock them when that happens is to break part of your reactor, like break one piece out of it, and put it back, make it reform, and then you can use it again. But that can be a real pain in the butt when all your power goes off and you don't know why. Even if you've got it all chunk loaded, like personal chunk loaders, when you're offline, somebody passing by your base could partially chunk load it and break the thing on you, them not even knowing they've done it. In single player, I find it just a good habit to always set things up the best way to eliminate as many possible problems as you can. It might be possible to mischunk load it when you're in a different dimension if you make a mistake or something. So it's best to fit it in one chunk. Now I only made it on the exterior 16 high. I could have made it 46 high on the interior. As a matter of fact, if I'd made it higher, it would have been more efficient. Now this is the design I've chosen. A lot of people think that a checkerboard design is the best. This design is going to beat it. It's going to beat it both on efficiency and on raw power. Now don't get me wrong, the checkerboard design is a good design. It's not going to be that much worse than what I've got, but it's not going to be as good. So how does this design work? Well, basically you're going to fill the thing with fuel rods. But every fuel rod must be within 4 of coolant. So notice there's 8 in between each of the coolants there. And then I've pushed the coolant as far out towards the edges as I can. Note that the coolant is with, some of them it's on the diagonal. This works for this particular aspect of it. It's different for diagonal when you're talking about putting coolant around the outside or something like that. The ones in the corner won't be affected, or the coolant won't affect the coolant in the corners won't affect the other rods. Okay, so the reason this can get so efficient is is, notice I got the rods. The rod insertion is at 98%. So I'm only using like 2% of it to get this power right now. And it's going to put out 588,000, so over 500,000 RF per tick. And now keep in mind, in this pack, we're getting 12 times as much as you normally would in RF per tick. In Project Ozone 1, it was 100 times as much. In this pack, it's 12 times as much, or over 100 times as much. Okay, and notice my reactor is off right now. I've got it controlled with this thing here. I've got a Vibra capacitor bank. It is 2x5, so 10 vibrant capacitors. And it can hold 5 million RF. Sorry, 5 billion RF. And my base is using 25,000 RF per tick right now. Now, the way it's controlled is with this power monitor here. So the power monitor has an Ender-IO energy conduit running into it. It could be at any level energy conduit. And then it's got a insulated redstone conduit coming into another side. And the insulated redstone energy conduit is attached to a reactor redstone port. A redstone port, not to be confused with a rednet port. It's the redstone port you want in this case. And it's connecting into this thing. So on the redstone part here, I've set it to emit a signal when the storage is less than 20% full, and stop when the storage is greater than 80% full, and engine control I've enabled here. Disabled, enabled. Okay, so when this thing gets down to 20%, which would be 1 billion RF, it would turn on the reactor. The reactor would run for a little while until it got this thing back up to 4 billion, and then it'd shut it off again. Now I can't be bothered to wait till it gets down there. It's going to take it a little while, so I'll turn it on here for you now. Now I'm probably not going to bother waiting till this gets up to full. Full is 588 redstone flux per tick. But we get to this figure pretty quickly, which should be 540 something here on efficiency. So that's more efficient than you can get with an equivalent size checkerboard reactor. So we're being very efficient on how much yellorium we're using at this point. I'll turn it back off and let it go back doing its thing. Okay. The other parts of it, there are reactor power taps in behind this thing. I've got a test rack on one side, an Ender battery on the other side. I don't think I'm using the test rack for anything right now. And there's also an energy conduit running underneath and attaching to this as well. Over here we've got one reactor access port, which is allowing the yellorium to go in. And this one has the, what do you call it again? Cyanide to come out. And yeah, that's basically it. There's also a couple of extra cables here. And anything else to show in this? No, I think that's it. Okay. Let's go all the way over here. I decided to repurpose this thing because I don't need the compressed cobble anymore. So it can produce cobble pretty fast. So I'm making some singularities with it. You need a 64K in here, and it's shoving cobble in. Actually, I could shove it in faster if I was to use a different type of conduit type thingy. But we've got a couple of singularities here. That's what we needed. Actually, I think there was already a couple down here. Okay, let's make wireless crafting terminal. Okay, to do this we need our singularities. We're going to need a couple of ME storage components. We're going to need a ME wireless access point. We're actually going to need two of those, one to place and one for crafting. So we need two of these. And then and we need 64 Ks. We're going to need two of those. And I also know that I'm going to be needing a 16K in a sec. So I'll craft one of those. Oh, I did put in another set. These are 64 Ks in there. The original one was only 4 Ks. Because it was starting to fill up and I decided to be safe. Okay, and what else do we need? Oh yeah, crafting terminal. Oh, we're out of quartz glass. Whoops. Quartz glass. Okay, where's my... And then... we need at least two of those. Whoops, was that the right thing? Yeah, it is. And we got our wireless crafting terminal. We're also going to need a security terminal. For that, that's why we needed our 16K. We need an ME chest. We already made the terminal for that. And we're going to need a charger. You may have got one in reward bag. I didn't, so I've got to make one. Okay, I think I'll put my charger there, my security station there, and we're going to take this, we're going to put it in here, and that's set it to my AE system. And we're going to, whoops, put it in there to charge. And that is charging, right? Yes. While that's charging up, let's show you what I'm doing over here. This thing is making hardened glass and feeding it into the ME system. Why am I doing that? Well, let's take a look at a creative portable tank. Okay, creative portable tank, pretty powerful item here. Takes 20,000 resident portable tanks. To make resident portable tanks, the man-infused ingots have EMC. This does not. And the reinforced portable tank does not. Now, the hardened tank does, and the hardened glass does. I've already made the 20,000 hardened portable tanks. I'm now making the 80,000 hardened glass. The way I'm doing that is with this. Rather than showing you it working, let's show you how to set this thing up. So if I take this thing out, I don't think it allows me to... No, see, it goes wrong when I do it like that. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to remove that, remove this. I'll get some sort of a block here. Put a block down wherever I want it to face. And then we'll come up here and see how the red dot is pointing down into this block now. That got it in the right spot for us. Run a cable there. Run a cable here. Now I'm going to need one of you. And we're going to set this thing up to so that is a Redstone Card. And we're going to set it to, see, when we take the Redstone Card out, that goes away, right? Set it so it's active with a signal. And we're going to come up to this thing, and we're going to type in 80,000 hardened glass, and emit a signal when the levels are below the limit. So it's emitting a signal right now and sucking all the hardened glass out of it. Oh, I know what else I should have done here. Let's place our wireless access terminal somewhere. Okay, couple other things I want. I want an infinity booster. I got one of these from a dragon, and I've got another one upstairs somewhere in a chest from the Wither as well. And we're also going to want a magnet card. And for that, we're going to need a... Now, notice how this is showing up here right now. We're going to make an annihilation plane. Oh, and it's still showing. Okay. Last time it went away on me, and I had to close down the interface to get it back. Yeah, it went away like that. And as you can see, it's not showing up here now. If we close down the interface, bring it back, then it shows again. Confused the hell out of me. Okay, so we have all our parts and stuff. Yeah, okay. Let's come over here. How's that? That's a 50%. That's good enough for now. Let's get an open hand. There we go. Okay, so let's take a look at this thing. We're close to the access thing right now. And this is how it opens up. We can access everything in the ME system, and we can craft as well. So if we wanted to craft one of these, we could have crafted it like that. Now, if we move further away, like over here somewhere, wireless out of range. It only goes about that far. But what if we were to do this? Open that up, take our infinity booster, stick that in. And then that's running a long way away. That's not that far away, but you could it'll now reach across dimensions to anywhere. It's infinite. Okay, and that was done by putting the infinity booster in this slot. The other slot is for this thing, the magnet card. So what does this thing do? When we put it in, we're liable to start picking up other stuff. Well, actually, let's first click on it. Now, you can do some things. This doesn't quite work the way I would have expected it to. I would expect if I had whitelisted this, that it would only pick up that. But I think what the whitelist means is that it shoves it in my inventory. By the way, if I say anything wrong here, tell me about it later in the comments. I've never used one of these before, but they looked interesting. So we take this, we enable it, like I shift right clicked it, Open that up and stick it in here. I don't know if it's sucking anything up here or not. And let's try dropping this and see what happens with it. And it sucked it up and it stuck it in here. Let's try dropping something that isn't in the whitelist. It puts it in my inventory. So as far as I can see, what the whitelist and blacklist means is whether it goes in your inventory or into the AE system directly. Now, if you don't want it picking up things when you're not using it, you take the thing out and you do a shift right click. Items not stored. It's activated. I want it unactivated. There we go. Deactivated. And we can leave it in there for storage or whatever. So whenever we want to start picking things up, we can activate that thing and have it start picking the stuff up for us. Like a magnet, basically. Okay. One other thing I'd like to show you here with a minor question. Not that this matters very much, but I've got this thing I've been making, and I keep hitting, you know, bad numbers and stuff. I guess I could use, say, activator and suck them out of here and have it shut off. The problem with having it shut off is then it's not going to get loaded something new. So I've got my 22 of the copper now. And the way I've been changing them over is I pull out the things here. I could wait till it made one more, but I break this, come over here, stop making those. Should have done that first, actually. And then let's see what's next on our list for infinity. Okay, the infinity catalyst, we just did copper. Next is tin. Might as well use this thing. And we need a tin block. Whoops. Okay, and then we'll put this guy back down. That's got tin in it, and tin's going in here. Oh, notice I put a stack upgrade in this. I should have had one in there all along. The rest are all speed upgrades. Try and get it over there as quickly as possible. Why is it stuck at... Why is it... Oh, because it's set for copper. Now it's working. And this is all stuffed. Oh well, it'll eventually try to empty out. Okay, so yeah, what I was asking is, other than breaking it, is there some other way of clearing this thing and changing it over to the next one? I can't think of any way. But I don't have that much experience with this thing yet. One other thing that you might be able to help me with, some new question. On the vibrant capacitors, notice how I got a whole bunch of them here that don't stack anymore. And the problem is, I don't know how to, those will stack. They're good ones. But these other ones here, I don't know how to get these things to, why is my booster out of my thing? Huh. I don't know. So if I place one of these and something else beside it, oh, it is forming as a multi-block. Well, it wasn't doing it before. Hold on a sec. So let's try some more of them. Now, see, that one's not forming. I don't think. Oh, maybe they are. I take it back. Forget. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be properly it looks like it's forming, but it's not forming as a... No. Yeah, see, this one here is not forming as a multi-block. And I don't know how to fix that one to make it form as part of the multi-block. I don't know what I've gone and done to this one. Is there any way, like a shift right click in your inventory or putting in a crafting grid or something to clear whatever settings are set on it to get it to work with the multi-block again? Let me know in the comments if... Whoops, what am I doing? There we go. See, they're still not stacking up. I don't know what's with that. Let me know how to clear those. Well, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope to see you next time. Go out there and have some fun. Thanks.